Hey everyone, and welcome back to the ATD Movie Channel on YouTube. I'm Tony, and today I'll be reviewing the latest indie darling written and directed by Greta Gerwig, Lady Bird. Let's get right into it. So Rotten Tomatoes, the website, gets caught up in a lot of controversy, sometimes good and sometimes bad, but for this movie, it has been crowned the best reviewed film in Rotten Tomatoes history. And what does that mean exactly? Well, I don't want to dive too deep into it, but based on the number of reviews, this has the highest 100% rating for any film ever reviewed on the website. And I gotta be honest, without that making the news and the headlines, I probably wouldn't have seen this film. It's an independent film, so it's not going to get marketed the same as a big blockbuster budget film. And so for that, I appreciate the website. Let me get into what I liked about the film. Let's start with the acting and the characters. The incredible young woman that plays Lady Bird is Saoirse Ronan, and this is all about her coming of age. It's absolutely her story, and all the various relationships that she comes across while growing up in Sacramento. Now, the entire movie takes place over the course of one school year, as Lady Bird is waiting to hear if she's gotten into the colleges that she wants to go to. Now, Laurie Metcalf plays her mother, and she is brilliant in this movie. I think both Ronan and Metcalf have a real legitimate shot at Oscar nominations when the award season rolls around. Their relationship is front and center, but it's not the entire purpose or the story of the film. Metcalf is subtle in her angst and her anger. Their relationship is awkward and difficult, and it's full of tension, but there's something beautiful about it. There's always hints that Metcalf's character really loves Lady Bird. She just doesn't know how to show it. Other standout performances are done by Lucas Hedges, who was actually in last year's Manchester by the Sea, as well as Bernie Feldstein. Both are important characters in Lady Bird's life. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the movie really highlights some wonderful relationships between Lady Bird and her mother, Lady Bird and the Hedges character, Lady Bird and the nun at the school in which she goes to, and also other relationships that may not be dove too deep into, but highlight how nuanced this movie really is. I think my favorite aspect of the film are all the different themes that it covers. It's so honest, and we can relate to so many things that we went through when we were trying to graduate high school and find ourselves. It covers a sense of belonging, sexuality, politics, religion, classism, getting into a good college, the economy, ageism. All of these different subjects are tackled in just about an hour and a half. And again, everything is realistic and nuanced. There's nothing over the top exaggerated. This is a believable setting with believable characters going through believable things in their life. And while we're on the subject, let's talk about the setting of Sacramento. I don't know much about the writer-director, Gerwig, but honestly I can relate in some ways because I grew up just an hour north of Sacramento. I had visions of leaving my small hometown and doing something bigger and better with my life. So in that aspect, I could relate to Lady Bird. And I think that alone proves that the movie's not just aimed at one gender or another. And the production design on such a small budget film was terrific. Everything from the costume design to the makeup. I felt like Sacramento was a character in the film, and it's important because it helps that story of belonging and wanting to move on to something bigger and better. And little tricks that the director and cinematographer used I thought were perfect. For example, when Lady Bird is at home, it's all neutral colors with very little pop. But as soon as she crosses over to the other side of town, you see these bright, vibrant colors. And it's these little tricks that I thought were subtle and effective in the storytelling. Overall, Lady Bird deserves every positive review that it's receiving. I really enjoyed this film, and I could honestly see myself going back to watch it again. I do think that it's going to be an award season contender for some of the top prizes. So, have you seen Lady Bird? And what did you think about it? Did you think it's deserving of all the praise that it's receiving? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and you can subscribe to the channel to be notified of content uploaded regularly. And you can find other movie reviews on the channel as well. Thanks so much for watching my review to Lady Bird. I'll talk to you soon.